Hello everybody, it's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool video, and today I'm back in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 in our theme park. So this is part number 3. When we left off, we started to create our first set of buildings, and I recorded like 2 to 3 episodes in a row, so I already know what's going to happen here, and we'll see what happens. So I wanted to create just a little bit of a wall here, kind of like a border between the transition into the castle into the kind of the first Main Street building, which the Main Street building doesn't necessarily fit the greatest, but I made it work, and hopefully it does work. By the time I'm recording this, I've gotten quite far, and I actually did a little bit off screen too. In between, I think it's going to be in between episode 4 and 5, I did a little bit off screen. It's just a little bit of detail work, which I'll go over everything that I did do off screen. So, but pretty much up until episode 4 comes out, you know, all this is not uncut. So, I prefer the time lapses. Some people like to be able to see everything that I do. Here I'm replacing the cornice pieces. I realized that I was an idiot for putting cornices in the middle of the building. I should have put the base blocks, and I noticed that. So I think I leave the back part of the building the same, because I might change it later depending if that building is visible once we get to the other side, because I want to get into the first area, the first theming area, and I'm very excited to get to that. And pretty much I'm very slow in these episodes trying to get what I want here, because I want to get the thing that I want is just kind of a nice main street that will look absolutely stunning, and it's just hard to get exactly what I want because there's so many sets to choose from, and I'm just trying to find every single thing that I want to put inside it. So yeah, and I believe here I'm just kind of trying to do as much detail work on these buildings, and I'm trying to do my best to stay in the same area, finish each area before I move on to the next area. So I'm trying to do my best on that. I'm really bad at skipping around in the park and not just finishing what I'm doing right now. So I have that bad habit, and I do have a little bit of an issue trying to find the right path cover. I can't remember if it's this episode. It might be the next episode, but I'm pretty sure it's this episode, trying to find the path cover. And I was a complete idiot here trying to find the roof cap for the diagonal piece, and I figure it out later. It might even be in the next episode I figure it out, but I was just like, I'm just going to not worry about that. So now I'm just kind of trying to find different trims to make the building look a little more interesting. I'm not sure if I like the color. It's that light red, pinkish type of color. I just kind of placed it wherever. So yeah, so that's that. And then I found a nice little wall trim to gives it a little nice touch, just so they're not super naked. I think that's the word. So yeah. Not much to say here, just detail work, trying to put in some windows, and, you know, not liking what I see because I'm picky about myself. So then I wanted to add different types of windows on each side. A lot of people think it's too many windows, but I like having a lot of windows at the same time. Then I decided to put these columns here, and it actually worked out pretty well for the building. I think it worked really nicely, and I wanted to put something in that diagonal space to make it look really cool, and I eventually find the bay window to put there, and it actually turned out quite nice. So this is me trying to figure out what to do with the sidewalk here, and it's quite entertaining because I don't know what I'm doing, apparently. So yeah, so I want to have kind of like these sidewalks, and the path's going to change throughout the entire park based on the theming of the area, and I want to have kind of different themes for each area, and that would be cool. And I wanted to put something in this bear area as well, which I end up doing, but I'm not sure if I do it in this episode or not. And at first I was like, yeah, I like this path cover that came with the castle set, and then I realized, oh man, there's like it only has the full tile, so I then realized that I can't really use this, and I end up changing it again later. I'm not sure if I do it. I think I do it in the next episode, but it looked okay, and I like the path cover that I ended up going with a lot better, and it turned out a lot cooler, I think so. And then I decided to make a planter type thing over to the right of that the fountain. The names, I know. And I ended up saving because I was nervous. I was trying a new set that I haven't used, and I wanted. Then I found this gazebo, which is pretty cool, I suppose. And I was just kind of messing around trying to see what I had in the set. So it was a pretty neat set to find. And every time, because I save every time I use a new set, because you never know when you're gonna have a bad set in there that's gonna crash the game. So you gotta be careful when, especially with the Mega Mod Pack. There's some of those that will not work because I don't think they get installed properly, and you have to go in there and fix it manually, which is kind of annoying. But this is me trying to find freaking flowers for these little planter things out on the windows, and I can't find what I want. And I apparently get rid of these and put the Main Street ones in there. And I was like, hey, look at this thing. This is cool. So I'm going to place this over here on the pathway just for fun. And I did. So it was like a little wooden cart thing. It was, yeah. And then I'm like, oh, let's start adding benches and odds and ends like that to make it look more appealing and cool. And I decided to add a tree over here. I thought it was appropriate. And, yeah, and what else did I do here? What am I doing here? I don't know what am I doing here. I'm just kind of like saving, looking through sets, and that's pretty much all I really do is just kind of look through sets and seeing what I can add. And that's, oh, we can put the Eiffel Tower in there. That'd be a nice touch, right? Maybe not for this area. I look for more planters. I'm just trying to fill in the empty spaces in the paths, make it look a lot cooler. And I end up doing that in the future, and I'm looking through here and I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I was like, oh, I didn't know I had that in that set. So I decided to put that around this tree, which was really cool. Little benches, that little nice touch to make it look cool, so you can sit under a tree. And put a planter. I like that planter. One of the planters I use, I think it's that one. Look, it actually worked very well. So I had to get rid of that path. That way the people don't walk through the trees, and you don't want them walking through objects. It's inconvenient. So I remember I stopped myself from working anymore on that building to the right over there simply because I didn't want to move too fast, and I ended up putting these planters in, so because I couldn't figure out the other one, and like an idiot, so I couldn't find a diagonal one. I think I ended up just like leaving that there blank. I think it's still there now, and I need to fix that eventually. But now I decided to go ahead and try and add a planter. I'm just looking through the sets, looking for a certain kind of like a sidewalk type of thing that will work cool with it. And I'm looking for a specific one here, and I could not find it for the life of me, and it was so annoying because there's so many sets to look through, and it's just like I found it earlier and I can't remember what it was, or what set it was in, and it was kind of bugging me. The only part about the sidewalk I do end up using here is like it doesn't match with any of the other. It's not compatible with like the pathways whatsoever, but I make it work, and it's pretty nice looking. So in the long run, and I gave up there, I think, and I think I end up adding it later, or no, I'm still looking for it. That's right. I just could not find it whatsoever, and that's what most of these episodes have been, is just me trying to find something. I finally find it here, and I'm just like thinking about how big should I make this planter here, and yeah, I ended up making it a decent size in between the building and the fountain, so. And now I go into something like looking for, no, not rocks, more like trees and stuff. And I was looking for, I was kind of comparing that and Shy Guy's planters set, and I like the texture on this one better. So, and this is just me adding trees and more trees, and I tried to fit as many trees as possible into this planter just to make it look cool. And I wanted to add grass, but I did not have at the time a cool set that actually had some grass in there, and I just downloaded one, so I'm gonna add that in a future episode that will look really cool. Just some nice grass that will look cool. I haven't installed it yet. I need to put it in the folders still. So, but I did download it. So, yeah, and I literally gave up on the building, so I just kind of like wanted to work in the area around it on some easier stuff like a planter like this, or there's just nice little cool little, you know, planting stuff and trees, and because you can't ever go wrong with adding trees in the middle of your pathway. I mean, it's if you have an empty space, I mean, it's just like put in some planters in that space. And there's quite a bit of space in the front there, and I did not know what to do with that, and I was like, could not figure out what I was going to do in that space. And I don't think I fill it in this episode. It might be the next episode. I can't remember. But and then I put in some street lamps and odds and ends there, just kind of filling in odds and ends, stuff like that. I mean, I just don't really know how to explain it, and it's just kind of just detail work, you know, just making everything look nice to stall my way from not having to work on the building, because I'm so bad at working on the buildings. It's terrible. I'm trying to do my best to like mix sets and make them look a little more unique and stuff like that, but I just get so lazy with it, and it's just like because I'm so bad at trying to work a way around with the sets and not knowing how to use it. And I think I'm getting better. I'm definitely getting better with it, but it's just the most difficult thing is trying to come up with some unique, awesome looking buildings, and it's just not my expertise. You know, I love getting to the rides and stuff as much as I want to have nice looking buildings, but yeah, that's that. And I don't think I do too much left here in the video, so I think, do I actually get to the, I get to the bay windows here maybe to put in there, because I'm like, that's way too naked on that building, and I need to fill it in somehow. I'm just looking for that diagonal bay window, and I couldn't remember what set it was in, and that's my big problem with the Main Street set, is I just can't remember which. I know the piece is in my head, and I just can't remember which one it's in, and I eventually gave up right there. So, and then I tried to make something happen here, and it didn't work out the greatest. So, but I end up changing it later. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a great day, and an even cooler tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.